What's cooking, guys, and welcome back to my channel. I have the perfect summer dessert for you, and that is my strawberry shortcake cupcakes. These perfect morsels of fresh strawberry filling with the classic vanilla cupcake topped with my strawberry whipped cream have summer written all over them. So stay tuned for the recipe. Do consider subscribing if you're new here and you'd like to join my foodie family. And also hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And now let's get baking. We're going to start by making the strawberry filling first, and for that I need 1 pound of strawberries. The usual pack that they come in is about a pound. I have already washed these thoroughly, and now I'm just cutting them into small pieces as I'm showing here. You can cut all the strawberries like this, but if you want to save a few whole strawberries for garnishing later, you can do that. Once you cut them all, you can set them aside for now. Let's make the slurry for the filling. I have 1 tablespoon of water in this small bowl here, and to this I'm adding 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, so equal ratios of both. Mix it together till it's well combined, and then you can set this aside for now as well. In a small saucepan here, I'm going to add all the chopped strawberries. The color looks so beautiful and summery, along with a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. Turn on the stove on medium-low heat and just put the saucepan on it so we can cook these together. Technically, we are making jam here, which is super simple to make at home. You will see as you mix these 2 ingredients that the juices from the berries will release and the sugar will melt alongside, which will help it macerate. Continue cooking this and try to mash the strawberries a little to break them down. You can use a masher here or the back of a fork. This will only take a few minutes to cook down. The scent of the strawberries cooking was really refreshing, and if you want, you can jar this and keep it in the fridge as your homemade strawberry jam or preserves, which is such a neat trick. Once this comes to a boil, we will add the cornstarch slurry we made earlier, and you'll see it thicken up as soon as you add it in. Continuously mix this until it's well combined and it will look glossy. Take this off of the heat and transfer it into a bowl so it can cool down faster. You can put this in the fridge as well so it can cool down completely before using it as a filling later. Now let's move on to the rest of the recipe, and I am lining my cupcake pan with liners here, and you also want to turn on the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit so it can preheat. Once the pan is lined, you can set it aside for now, and let's move on to making the cupcakes. For the dry ingredients, in a medium bowl with a sifter, I have 1½ cups of all-purpose flour. Then I'm adding in some salt. I only added 2 pinches or about a 1/4 teaspoon of it. Then I have a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. We'll also add some baking powder, and I have 1 teaspoon of that here. Then you can sift all the dry ingredients through the sifter to get all the lumps out, but this trick will make the cake crumbles lighter and make the cupcake batter smoother. You can get rid of any lumps of flour that didn't break down, and our dry ingredients are done here. Let's move on to the wet ingredients now. In a large bowl, I'm going to be adding 1 stick or 1/2 cup of unsalted butter. Always use unsalted butter for baking. I get asked that question a lot. This is room temperature to slightly melted so it can mix better. Then I have 1 cup of granulated sugar. This sugar looks more pale golden because it is less processed. And then, as I usually do in all my baking videos, the butter and sugar have to be combined well so the rest of the batter can be light and airy. I usually beat them with my hand or stand mixer for at least a whole minute, ensuring they are married together. Once those are combined, let's add 2 teaspoons of good quality vanilla extract. Then I have 1 whole egg and 1 egg white here that I already broke separately at room temperature as well. And then add in 1/4 cup of sour cream or Greek yogurt, whichever one you have at hand. And I'll mix those ingredients in with the butter and sugar mixture, making sure everything is combined well and incorporated together. All the wet ingredients must be at room temperature, guys, so the ingredients can mix together easily. And now I'm gonna add half of the dry ingredients into the wet batter, and then with the hand mixer on low speed, you can mix it in there until it's just combined. Don't over mix it. And also remove any dry ingredients from the side of the bowl and combine it well. let's add in 3/4 cups of whole milk, or you can use oat milk if you do want to use a dairy alternative. Then mix well again till it's all incorporated. And then lastly, add the rest of the flour mixture in there. Always starting and ending with the dry ingredients is the trick I've learned with baking over the years. And then combine the last bit of dry ingredients into the wet to make the batter. Never overmix cake batters as they can get tough after you bake them. So always mix until the ingredients are just well combined. The cupcake batter is done now, and you can use this batter to make a regular cake as well. I'm scooping the batter with a cookie scoop into the prepared cupcake pan. Just about 2 small scoops is good to make the perfect sized cupcake, or another easy way to gauge that if the batter is halfway up the liner, your cupcake will be perfectly baked every time. Now let's bake these in the preheated oven for 20 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit until they are fully done. And after 20 minutes, let's check on the cupcakes. I am inserting a toothpick here to see if it comes out clean, which it did. So now these are done. You can take these out of the oven and cool them in the pan for 5 to 10 minutes. And then you can transfer them onto a baking rack to fully cool them down before topping them. Look how beautiful and golden they look. These make about 16 cupcakes, so you can repeat this process of baking them as you need. And as the cupcakes and strawberry filling are cooling down, let's make the whipped cream topping. I have 1.5 cups of heavy cream here in a medium bowl. And to the cream, I'm adding 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar, or you can use confectioners sugar here. Also add 1 teaspoon of good quality vanilla extract. Then with my hand mixer, I'm going to whip all those ingredients together to make my homemade whipped cream. There is nothing better than homemade whipped cream to top it on pies, cakes, cupcakes, etc., etc. It is just the most pillowy and easy topping to make yourselves. And as usual, whip it until you see soft but stiff peaks, which does take a few minutes. If you were to mix this with a whisk, then it would take much longer and your arm will be hurting after. And if you have a stand mixer, this is even easier to make and less work for your arms. Take your time whipping this, and once you see the stiff peaks, that means your homemade whipped cream is done. Do not mix it more than this or you'll make butter instead. You can use this cream plain as is, but in this case, I took out 1/2 cup of the strawberry filling we made earlier to add it into the whipped cream. This will give the hints of strawberry from the look of it and from the very first taste of the cupcakes. I'm using the cut and fold method here to ensure I am combining the filling and the cream together really well, but not breaking down the stiff peaks of the whipped cream. Combine until it's well incorporated together. And I don't know if you can see in the camera if the soft pink color is showing, but it is so delicate and beautiful. Our whipped cream topping is done, and you can set this aside or in the fridge for now. My cupcakes have fully cooled down, and now we're going to make a hole in the center to add the filling into. You can use a small paring knife to make a small hole, or you can use a small spoon instead, which would do the same trick. Just circle your knife around the cupcake, making sure there's enough around the perimeter still. And you want to save the piece you cut off. You can cut off some of the portion of the cake from the piece you removed if you want to. And I've cut a hole through all of my cupcakes, as you can see here. And now just add about 1 teaspoon of the completely cooled strawberry filling in there. And then cover the whole back with the cake piece you had cut off earlier. This is very simple to do, and you can even involve your kids in the kitchen so they can help you make these cupcakes. Once all the cupcakes are filled, as you see here, let's top them with the strawberry whipped cream with an icing spatula. Add a dollop of the cream on top and cover it completely. You can use a piping bag and decorative tip here, but this is the easiest way to do this for whipped cream. You can use as much or as little as you want here, but I cannot tell you how amazing this strawberry whipped cream was, so I was being generous with the topping. And now that all my cupcakes are topped with the whipped cream, I will add some strawberry pieces I saved from the filling. You can also use fresh strawberry slices that were not used in the filling. Let's cut through one of the cupcakes because I want to show you the inside, How beautiful do these strawberry shortcake cupcakes look? I can tell you they tasted absolutely amazing. They are such an elegant dessert. Each bite had the perfect amount of strawberry flavor with the vanilla cupcake and fresh whipped cream on top. Look at these beautiful cupcakes. These make for the best summer treat for birthday parties, baby or bridal showers, or for July 4th parties as well. This is probably one of the best desserts I've ever made, especially using the fresh strawberries for the homemade filling, and just all the flavors and textures together were a match made in dessert heaven. Leave me a comment and let me know how you liked today's recipe. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe before leaving, guys. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves.